Today, I'm going to try to cover some of the newer options that are in the design space for mobile apps. If any of you primarily use it on mobile and maybe haven't been in it in a while, you're going to notice a whole lot of things change and you may be completely lost. I might not be a huge help because I'm not on my mobile very often, but I'll see if I can help you get started. When you first open your Design Space app on a mobile device, this is pretty much what it's going to look like. You still have some images for you, some projects for you, suggestions, some things that you've bookmarked. Those things are pretty much the same. And then you also have some collections to explore along this top. Might give you some ideas of things to try out or maybe that you want to make. If you want to just open something that you have previously saved, that's down here now and it says My Stuff on it. That's where you'll find all the projects that you have previously saved. There's also a More button over here that gives you an opportunity to get into the store, to go shopping at Cricut, or to get to the heat guide if you happen to be working on iron-on projects. The Home button does the same thing it always does. It pretty much takes you here. This little green plus is basically how you get to your blank canvas, or you can go up here and click on the word canvas, but we're going to do the little green plus. Okay, now you see we're sitting on our blank canvas. We still have our save button up here at the top left for when you want to save your project. Make sure when you save that you're telling it to save to the cloud. If you save to your device and at some point something goes wrong and you have to uninstall your app, you could lose all your saved projects. But if you save them to the cloud, they're available not just here, but on any other device that you open and put your sign-in information to for Design Space. Your Makeup button is still up here at the top. What you're going to notice, though, is your toolbar isn't down here at the bottom anymore. So what you do now is you hit this little plus sign over here on the bottom right. That pops up with a lot of the things that used to be along the bottom. You can add an image or a shape or text, or you can pull up a template, or you can upload an image. For this demonstration, let's just pick an image and add it to our canvas. Let's see. How about this little cow? Oops. I really love these little cows. So to add this to your canvas, you just hit this little plus sign down in the bottom hand corner of it, and it runs off to your canvas. But what you don't see is it automatically jumping over to your canvas. It won't do that until you finish with this and then close it up here with this button at the top. Now we have our little Highland cow. Now you'll notice down at the bottom, we have a few less tools down here than we used to have. You can still delete or you can duplicate. You can also click on Operation and you can change it from basic cut to a pen or a wavy blade, or, well, depending on your machine. You can deboss, engrave, whatever, depending on which machine you happen to have it connected to. So that's all under your Operation menu. Let's cancel that. Your color menu stays the same. You can tap on color and change it to whatever color you want, or you can change it to a print and cut. And if you do that, then you have, on mobile, you still only have colors. If you were on the desktop version, you would have the opportunity to choose straight colors, or you could choose a pattern. Let's cancel that for now. And you can still flip just like before. You can either flip it horizontally like that, or you can flip it vertically like that. And then you hit the X to close that. Position is what's new here. So if you tap on Position, that's where all your other tools are now hidden. They're hidden under Position. Your placement on the mat and your positioning and your size are both right here. So if we wanted to change the size of our little cow, let's say we wanted to change it to, it was 3 inches wide. Let's say we want to make it 6 inches wide. That's how you do it now. And the same thing for your other tools that used to be in there. You can also change your rotation and all of that. So up here you have placement, which is your sizing and positioning. And then if you tap over here on rotation, we can rotate them left and right. So that's where those tools went, in case you're lost and can't figure out what happened. Now let's say we want to, you can also contour, and then under style, that's where the other tools went to. So under style, you can choose an offset, and you still have all your same options for offset. Or you can make it a sticker. Same thing, all the same options as before, it's just now it's under the style. Or if you have access, you could warp it. I'm not sure what that's going to look like on this little cow, but we'll try. Oh my. Well, those would be undesirable on this particular image. Let's undo that. So as you can see, things got moved around a little bit, but everything's still there. Let's go and add a text box. Okay, now you have your text box. Let's scoot it down here. All right, so now you have all your tools that are available for your text box. You can duplicate it. You can change the operation from cut to print or whatever you like. You can change the color. We could make it blue. Well, we can make it blue if we hit the apply button at the top. You can change your font in here. Now your font, they have changed this a little bit too, and this is pretty cool now. When you have your text selected and you click on font, now all of the fonts show up with the text that you actually have typed out. So now you can see what it will actually look like. Pretty neat. We can change our font size. It's currently at 72. Let's just say I want to make it 90. As you can see, that made it quite a bit bigger. You can also change the font style. This is where you would change it from bold or regular or writing if you happen to have a font that has a writing option. This one doesn't. You can also change your alignment in here, which is your left, right, center, top, center, bottom, all of that. Or you can also select your warp text in this same little sections down here in this little bottom corner. You also have your other adjustments, such as curving your text or your letter or line spacing. And you also have isolate. Isolate will let you ungroup it to letters or lines if you happen to have more than one line of text. Or you could ungroup it to layers if you happen to have text that was in multiple layers. That really hasn't changed much. It's just the menus changed and where they're located. Flip is still the same. You can flip it horizontally or vertically, just like before. And position is once again going to give you all those other tools, like your placement on the screen. You can change your sizing in here. You can also arrange in here. That would be your bringing to the front or sending to the back. And you can also rotate in here. You can also change your style with the style button, which again gives you some of the other menu options that used to be down at the bottom. This would include offset or making a sticker or using the warp feature. And then you can also still flatten, which turns it into a print and cut. So as you can see, all your tools are still here. They're just in a different place. I heard some people saying that their undo and redo buttons disappeared. They're actually right here at the top center. You can click undo, just like before. And redo is this little arrow over here. So placement's a little different, but it's essentially the same. Okay, now let's go find some of your other tools that you are probably missing about now. Let me add a shape. Doesn't really matter. Okay, so let's say we've got a couple of shapes here, right? Well, a shape and an image. Now, oops. Oh, okay, I got it. Now, if you select both of those, that's going to give you more options down here than what you had before. Now you've got your combine option. Combine is the spot where you had all of your other tools like welding, uniting, subtracting, intersecting, excluding. Those only show up down here on your menu bar when you have something selected that can use one or all of those items. So that would be why you didn't see it and why it was just gone. It does show up as soon as you have something on your mat and you have things selected so that those options can be used. See, if I move that heart away and I've only got the heart selected, notice combine and all those other tools just disappeared. But if I put it up here, oops, if I put it up here and drag a box around both, then it comes back along with align and position and slice and style and flatten. So you have to have your items selected that need those tools for those tools to actually appear. I hope this helps you out and you can figure out what you're doing from here. If you need any help, I'm always in my groups. Happy crafting!